Hey, this is Jamey with Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanisms in the new Magic the Gathering set, Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. I played a 4-person draft of this set recently and had a great time. I was really looking forward to it because I enjoyed the original Kamigawa set quite a bit, and that was set in the past. And this set is kind of set in a Japanese-themed future of that same world, the cyberpunk, mech-filled future. One non-mechanical thing I wanted to highlight at first is that they included these really beautiful lands in the set. I really, really like these lands. I'm going to talk about a few of the mechanisms from this set that are somewhat unique to it. One that isn't unique, but that was brought back for this set was ninjutsu. So this is one of my favorite all-time magic abilities, in which if you have a creature that is unblocked during an attack, the opponent says, I don't want to block it, you can then slide in a creature from your hand that has ninjutsu, replacing the attacking creature and dealing damage with this one instead. And it's like this little sneak attack, this surprise attack that feels really, really good when you pull it off. And your opponent always has to wonder, okay, is now the time that they're going to sneak attack on me, or should I block just to prevent it? Or do they not have anything in their hand? So it leads to this really nice bluffing interplay in Magic. So I love ninjutsu. I love that they brought that back. They also have something, I don't have a visual example of this here, but they have something called constructs in this new set. And I really, really like this concept. It's a little complicated to actually play with, but basically it's this, they're creatures that can become equipment. I have an example of an equipment here that is just an equipment, but the constructs are creatures that can become equipment. And they can kind of jump back and forth. If you can essentially take a creature and equip it to another creature, giving it some special abilities. And if you were done equipping it, or if that creature dies, it falls off and becomes a creature again. I think that's a really, really cool concept. A little complicated to play with, but really cool. I really, really like that. Also related to it, there's a lot of like artifacts in this set, and they went with mech vehicles in this set. So there are vehicles that you can crew with creatures to kind of come to life and then have them become creatures. And I love that they went with mechs for these. I think that fits the theme perfectly to have mechs in this futuristic Japanese-inspired set. One other ability we have, channel. Channel appears in this set a few times. I liked the idea of channeling. Channeling can't be countered by typical counter spells because you're not casting a spell. Instead, you are just discarding a card from hand and paying a cost and having an effect happen. So I think that's really cool. And one other card example that I don't have that I really liked in the set are sagas that turn into creatures. So sagas are cards that when you play one, it's an enchantment, you play it, and it has an ability that triggers right away. And then that ability also triggers at the beginning of your next 2 upkeeps. And at the end of that last upkeep, it transforms. It's temporarily exiled and then brought back to play on the other side of the saga card, and it is now a creature. And they're really well designed in terms of the thematics of it. Like the creatures are always connected to the saga itself, the story the saga is telling. I think there was one that had to do with moths or butterflies, where it was the story of on the saga side of these moths or butterflies, and then you flipped it over and you had a giant moth or butterfly on the other side. I thought that was really, really cool. And I don't think I've seen that before. I don't think I've seen, there might be some in the past that I'm just forgetting, but I don't think I've seen sagas that turn into creatures in the past. Usually they turn into something else, another enchantment. But I really like that concept of the storytelling through the saga, then having it become a creature after the 3rd upkeep. Really cool set. We got a few planeswalkers in our draft, and I definitely look forward to playing again in another draft in the near future. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have any mechanisms or thematic gameplay elements that you really enjoyed in Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, let me know in the comments below. Thanks.